nyabaken.
And now we have a fight between the former unified MMA champion, Garett Nyabaken. He won the title from Aaron Boziak in two fantastic fights. He ended up losing to Tristan Connolly. That's who it was. And now Shane Shallen Campbell, Tristan Connolly. So I'm going to get back that form that had him win that title.
You know what? Garett was kind of having a rough time there. He's fighting over MFC, and I don't think he was getting the right fights. He came over to Unify. He just started cleaning house. I think he had five-fight win streak that led into that unified belt, and he has obviously won title defense, but very crafty. Most of his wins were by submission, and he's not a guy that you can kind of count out on the ground there.
Absolutely not. You look at his corner, he has Mitch Clark, former UFC fighter, he has Mike Sarcello and Luke Harris. So he has a good group of coaches behind him to help him, guide him through any questions he might have while he's fighting, because you're going to get nothing but the fantastic fights here. Mitch Clark actually cornered me to my last fight at UFC 195.
I don't know about that braid job, but yeah, definitely Mitch Clark wrestled with him a couple times. Actually, just got his black belt this past year, actually.
Long overdue, and I am not sure what is on the back of his head, but it looks like he may have a ponytail.
we'll have to knock him for that after the fight. Again, Garett coming off of two losses here. One from Craig Shintani.
And please welcome to the ring his opponent, Jeremy Henry.
And I say formerly because Tristan got his belt taken away by Shane Shallen Campbell, and Shane's been reigning hell ever since. So, and we get to see this again tonight as he takes on Steve Beaumont.
Bless it, all right? Yeah, I know I done brought you all the way out here to the West Coast.
What I will show you, Garett, is he competes very well. He fights very well. So it'll be interesting to see if Henry can compete at Garett's level on fight night.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Jeremy Henry coming out right now, 5-6. Fighting out of Springfield, Nova Scotia. Shout out to the fans out there who are probably watching him on Fight.tv. He's training with the boys under the UFC gym. He's coming off 3 losses, but his last fight was over a year ago. He's got a nice mix of submissions and TKOs in the weight category. You know his striking is going to be tricky. You know he's going to have a lot of movement. You know he's going to be moving his head, and his hand is going to be very good. And Cody Khan is also a big kind of banger. So, like, if you're training those guys, you know position control, big shots, so you don't need to trade it too much. And then you look at the back, his former 205 champion, Garett Jared McCole.
Yeah. He gets him so very well-rounded with his coaching staff as well.
Yeah, awesome foundation there. The guys are awesome. Nice welcoming gym over there. Jared McCole, super nice guy, awesome practitioner. He just recently, he had enough of the sport there after the cancellation of the moratorium there, the last fight. That really hit hard to a lot of the fighters here in the city. And I'm lucky, we're very fortunate that was overturned and we can get things back to normal, especially for guys like yourself who take this very seriously, fight for a living. This kind of stuff really hurts your bottom line.
Yeah, because he's my family. So when they do stuff like that, you know what, something has to change. And they did overturn it, and I'm hoping that they made some changes for the better. And they're looking on a little bit more fighter safety. So you know what, maybe it's change for the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the changes for the better. I think we're trying to do the right thing. And even by the precautions and stuff like tonight, a lot of the fighters were avoiding the weigh-ins just by the kind of convolution of how they're used to operating. But the commission's going to figure things out. Things are going to get better, and this process is going to get safer and safer. And that's what's most important, is protecting all the fighters.
Yeah, these fighters have a problem. Like when it comes to the UFC weigh-ins and the Bellator weigh-ins, it is all the same way. So we're just getting onto that level. So now when these guys get to that show, it's nothing new to them. They've been doing it their entire career, and that's what it should be. It should be all the exact same down the line, regardless if it's unified or the UFC.
Here we go, Jeremy Henry.
This 3-round bout is presented by Gold Star Jewelers. Your referee, Andy Social. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighed in at 163 pounds. a record of 11 wins, 8 losses, fighting out of Edmonton, Alberta, Garett nyabaken. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighed in at 161 pounds, a record of 5 wins, 6 losses, fighting out of Springfield, Nova Scotia, Jeremy Henry.
Here we go, another exciting fight. Garett nyabaken, another fighter training at a little sweatshop there with Christian Larson, Tanner Bozer. The tail of the tape here, like I said, Garett nyabaken 11-8, Jeremy Henry 5-6. And it was a catch weight of, I believe, 162.5 pounds.
Garett loves those kicks. He throws a really nice left kick to the body. He stands southpaw, so he needs to be moving towards his right-hand side. Beautiful knee to the body by Garett nyabaken. He has double underhooks right now.
Jeremy kind of rushing the pace a little bit. I think it would have
He's
been
looking for a guillotine choke right now. He's trying to jump up on him. They're right in front of us here, and you can see Garett going.
Nice takedown down by nyabaken, but it looks like Henry's in the top mount position.
That's the problem with those sacrifice throws. It's called a sacrifice throw for a reason, because if you end up in the wrong, if you fall on your back and you don't get them to roll over, you end up in a position like nyabaken right now. And nyabaken has so much scar tissue that you can see that small little shots will open up big cuts.
Yeah, and look, as we speak there, look at that big cut that's opened up on nyabaken's head. Can't see the right camera angle where it is, but Henry smells blood as he's fishing that elbow in there. Must be over the eye. It is over the left eye of nyabaken.
And Garett...
There's a lot of blood coming out of that left eye. Must have been in that transition toss there. I don't know if he landed funny.
nyabaken has what's called quarter guard. He just has the guy's foot. Now he is back. Oh, no, very nice pass to mount. Very high level jiu-jitsu for Jeremy Henry.
Yeah, Henry doing a great job here. Like I said, I think he kind of rushed the pace a little bit out with the striking, but ended up in his favor as that toss kind of ended him up in top mount there as he's raining down punches on Garett nyabaken's head.
They need to watch the back of the head there. There's a couple of those shots that were very close to hitting the back of the head, and he's back into mount. Where Garett needs to wrestle up a little bit there when he had the position where he had the guy's leg.
Referee Andy Social getting in nice and close here. Henry taking his time as he's putting in work on nyabaken.
There is a lot of blood flowing from Garett nyabaken's face right now. But he's very composed. He's still trying to get that half guard back on his right-hand side.
As gross as it is, it just gets more and more slipperier too with all that blood everywhere.
It gets really slippery right away, and then it gets kind of sticky. So sometimes it's a little bit harder to get out of certain chokes because of the blood. And now back to full guard for nyabaken.
Nice pass by Henry.
And Garett's trying to roll to his knees to get the single leg here.
nyabaken definitely phased as he's struggling to move here.
And now nyabaken goes for that single leg.
Nice heart by nyabaken as he stands back up.
He should throw a beautiful. Now rolls reverse. Now we have Jeremy Henry on his back. Let's see what he can do from this position.
You know, Henry was doing a very good job at staying composed. I don't think he burned through his gas tank, but this has definitely turned into a little bit of a chess match here. Henry definitely fishing for a Kimura.
Oh,
nice transition.
Nice spin for nyabaken. Now Henry has that single.
Again, nyabaken is very crafty on the ground. Looks like Henry got her back up to the feet here as they stand up and trade. nyabaken shakes it off like it ain't no thing.
Big left hand from nyabaken. And stuff like that, when you get to your feet and you show that you're not tired, you show that you're ready to fight. That does a lot for a fighter mentally when you're fighting somebody that maybe is coming off a loss.
Nyabaken's also very good with the mind games. He's constantly smiling, he's constantly shaking off, taunting, definitely throwing in some signals in there.
Beautiful left body kick, like I said at the very start of this fight. I know that's a hard shot because when I cornered Aaron Bosiak when he fought Garett Nyabaken, it landed twice, and the thud of those kicks, I was hurt for Aaron's ribs.
Nice exchange there by Henry as he's trying to fish and strikes. Hook counter by Nyabaken as Henry comes in. Nyabaken was disappointed in his last fight. He didn't get to showcase a lot of his striking, which he's obviously drastically improved. Feeding at lots of good angles, nice left hook.
And now he's looking for that body kick again. There it is.
Those that don't know, that kick is targeted at the liver. And any general kick in the stomach area is either going to lynch you or cause you to drop. We got a toe kick specialist coming up here. James Allen Campbell is a specialist at the toe jab.
You can see when Henry sat down, there was some pain in those ribs.
Yeah, Henry's definitely breathing hard. We got a replay coming up here, some of the ground and pound from Henry on Nyabaken. Nice little taps. He's not overexerting himself, waiting for the big shots to open up, and then he's landed some homers there.
But these shots really do wear down your gas tank, but Garett looks like he's in fantastic condition, but it does wear you down.
The thing I would watch as the fight progresses is that cut over the left eye of Nyabaken. If it gets any worse, the referee could stop this fight depending on how much blood is going into the eye. It looks like it's far enough off to the left there, but you know, one strike could change that.
If I was Garett's corner, I would tell him to circle and throw those kicks, throw that straight left hand. Henry was having a ton of problems with his left hand.
Henry loading back in a wide stance, waiting to throw that kick. Nyabaken trying to trip him up there and throw some sneaky shots in.
If I was Garett, I would break off. He needs to get his arms wide, or his legs wider. He's looking for a 100% sweep right now to stop him from getting taken down. If I was Garett's corner, I'd be telling him to get the heck out of there. And now he's looking for a guillotine choke.
Like I said, Garett is very tricky in these positions, and it's always when you least expect it, he sneaks in that submission.
You can hear Mitch Clark yelling for that uppercut. Every time they get into these standing exchanges at distance, Nyabaken's winning this fight. Then as soon as it gets into the wrestling exchange is when this fight becomes a lot closer.
Nice Jean Claude action kicks there by Henry. Nyabaken is not phased. There's a little smirk on his face as he continues to stalk Henry. Replies with his own little fancy flip kick.
Stands in for a really hard, stiff jab. Garett back to orthodox. I actually like Garett better when he's standing southpaw as a fighter. He seems to have a little bit better movement when he's standing southpaw.
I find it depends how much these guys have worked in the gym. A lot of these guys like to be tricky and mix it up, but it doesn't really do him any favors. But you're right, Garett was looking pretty good as a southpaw, and he definitely knows how to switch it up a bit.
And now he switched back there. If you see that lead kick to the front leg, it's getting him to circle to his left. So it's not actually to do any real damage, but it's making Jeremy Henry move to Garett's left-hand side to set up that left body kick or that left hand upstairs.
I think Henry's got to change up his line of attack. Every rush he goes straight in. And Garett's just kind of circling out, half circle, just throwing those little counter shots.
If you look at Henry right now, he's circling towards Garett's left side, which is his power side. So he's circling to power the entire time. There's that right leg kick to get him circled to his left-hand side. Now he's going to throw that left body kick. That calf kick has seemed to be landing quite a bit for nyabaken. That will slow down Henry a ton. Oh, big left hook.
Nice exchange there by Henry as he lands that overhand right.
Looks like nyabaken's trying to set up that left side again.
He keeps targeting the back of the calf in an attempt to try to demobilize Henry.
And you can see the wincing on Henry's face that it's hurting him.
You can see that little bruise on the back of his calf muscle. That has got to be annoying.
And there it is again.
Even look at the whole left leg. It's just welted on the inside.
But look at the blood coming down off
Henry straight in, nice flurry. nyabaken answers back with a hook.
I'd like to see that right kick right to a body kick. There's that body kick that was landing so well in the first round.
Well, he's doing a great job at targeting that left leg, and then when you get him wincing on potential kicks to that leg, and then you mix it up, throw it to the midsection, that's when you're going to land all those money kicks there that are also causing Henry to wince when he lands on the stomach. As you can see, his whole right side of his body is kind of red from those stomach kicks.
I actually think that right kick by Henry hurt nyabaken a little bit.
Ten seconds left to go in the round.
And now Henry had nyabaken circling the wrong way.
Nice little change up between rounds. I like that. You know, first round a little bit more grappling intensive. Second round, lots of stand up there. You definitely see the experience of nyabaken coming out with a little bit more of the crafty tricks. You know, targeting that back half, sneaking in that leg. And they may not seem like powerful kicks, but if he's able to trip up Henry, then that opens him up for those headshots as he's stumbling over, trying to catch his balance. And the same thing you were commenting on, just the circling and how nyabaken was switching his stance and causing him to circle in the direction that he wanted. Yeah, let's take a look at the replay here. We've got a bunch of strikes, loose exchanges here.
The majority of the ground was on their feet. Henry trying to double up that right hand. nyabaken is a very weird style, but it works for him.
Well, he's doing a good job at slipping. Like I said, Henry's playing straight into him, so it's a little bit easier for nyabaken to slip because all he has to do is step off center. Whereas Henry can play the angles a little bit more. I think he'd have more odds of landing more shots than nyabaken.
I'm very surprised that Henry's corner did not ice the calf or the rib. They put ice on the back of the neck, which is fine, but I'm very surprised they didn't ice the back of that lead leg.
You only got so many bags of ice, Sheldon.
You can always have two.
Here we go again. I think this is round 3.
I gotta have it one apiece, just because that total dominance in the first round, and then nyabaken came back with winning on his feet in that second round. Oh, that front leg is chewed up. Beautiful body kick by Garett nyabaken.
Yeah, if Jeremy Henry's listened to this after the fight, we need a picture of that leg from 5 days from now.
Oh, it will be black and blue. I'm very surprised Jeremy Henry hasn't shot for a takedown. It looks like he's attempting to there, but he needs to set it up and commit to it. It just seems like he's staying on the outside.
Again, straightforward with those power shots. It worked out for him this time. He was able to pin nyabaken against the cage. Henry landed a couple solid shots there.
You could hear the partisan Edmonton crowd cheering for nyabaken. Not too friendly of the Springfield, Nova Scotia.
I'm sure they're just cheering and cheering back in Springfield right now.
And now he's going for that takedown.
Be Lean to the kidney with some shots there as Henry just holds onto that leg for the single leg.
I'd rather have him defend the takedown.
Nice movement from nyabaken, backing up and then progressing back in.
Great sprawl. And now Henry has his back of his head against the... Perfect. Now he moved off. You never want the back of your head against the cage, because there's nowhere for your head to go, so each strike that your opponent lands seems that much harder.
Yeah, you have that counter force pushing back on you from the cage that kind of puts pressure into that hit, which, like you said, makes it that much harder.
And nyabaken with the crossface right across the neck of Jeremy Henry. Henry trying to do a little bit of rubber guard, but he's doing it incorrectly. You want to go on the inside when you're grabbing for mission control, and he kind of grabbed on the outside of his foot and kind of bending the ankle quite a bit. It's actually the same mistake that Neil Anderson did against you, and then you knocked him out right after.
You almost killed me. That was a great fight. Again, Neil Anderson coming up here. Another fight I'm excited to see how that plays out. Another excellent grappler. Both fighters just grinding it out. Good work by the cut man in the corner as we see that gash was just gaping and bleeding there in the second round. Looks like he was able to kind of slow it down a little bit.
nyabaken trying to get his hooks in. Henry won't let him, and now nyabaken chose to throw the strikes instead.
Excellent control by nyabaken as he retains control of the hips there and throws him down for another takedown.
nyabaken needs to drop his hips because he had Henry's hand between his legs. Henry's trying to isolate the wrist of nyabaken, trying to collect his guard back. nyabaken won't let him. He has a deep underhook on his right-hand side. I'm surprised he didn't stay with it, but now he's back to full guard.
Yeah, what does he want to do in that position? From my understanding, he wants to maintain that underhook and try to push up and try to get nyabaken off balance so he can get up to his feet.
Yeah, the minute you have the underhook, you need to get on, if you have your right underhook, you need to get on your left hip, and it helps you scramble up to your feet because now your opponent has no control over your hips. And if your hips can move, a body in motion stays in motion, and you can use it to scramble up.
This is a very difficult point in the game here, in the match, mind you. Both fighters are very sweaty. The wrestling, the submissions become that much tougher. Henry kind of looking for some resolve here from nyabaken. It doesn't look like he's going to get an inch.
But now nyabaken has a hand of his right hand underneath his back. Oh, and he got his hand out, which is a terrible position in for ground and pound.
There's that sneakiness again we talked about. He's a crafty little bugger.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar did it to Frank Mir, and it did not go well for Frank Mir at the end of that fight.
Well, especially when you have catching mitts for hands. nyabaken
big
saves.
strikes by nyabaken here.
nyabaken
Knees to the body.
Saying no to Henry getting back up.
He smells blood. He's looking for a finish here.
Yeah, it seems he had a little burst of energy as he's trying to finish up. He had a knee to the body. But that ends the third round. What a fight, you know. Really big chess match. It's very hard to score, but I think actually, you know, I think nyabaken had that fight.
I think it was 2-1 for nyabaken, but that first round where he was almost out of this fight, and to come back shows exactly that experience that he has in his last 19 professional fight.
Yeah, you bet. Once again, this is Unified 33 Resurgence. This is Garett nyabaken versus Jeremy Henry. It looks like Garett is going to take the win on this. We're going to go through the replay. I'm going to step to the cage. I'm Ryan Rother, broadcasting here. Sheldon Westcott. Sheldon's going to walk you through this.
Big strikes from Henry. He has nyabaken hurt here. And what nyabaken does is he throws a big shot back, so the guy backs away. If he forces the guy back, you get a little bit of breathing room. And here comes Henry again, and nyabaken trying to throw a big strike here. And look at Henry backing up. Now he has a couple seconds to get their breath. And this is nyabaken doing what he does best. Trying to get back that form that led him to that title shot where there's 15 seconds left. You know what? Try and go for the finish because you never know what happens in the hands of the judges. lightweight fight. And nyabaken taking a bow. What a fantastic fight between these two lightweights. Now to the ring to see who's the winner of this contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official results are in. The winner by unanimous decision, Garett nyabaken.
Massive ovation from the Edmonton crowd. Garett nyabaken winning a unanimous decision from Jeremy Henry.
I'm here with the winner, nasty Garett nyabaken. Garett, I think you owe half your fight purse to that cut, man. That was pouring out pretty deep.
Yeah, you know, normally I'd say chicks dig it, but I'm in love with a beautiful woman right now, so hopefully she doesn't think it's too ugly.
You did a great job. We were talking a bunch about how crafty you are on the job, on the ground, how you're able to sneak in those submissions, you know, work those different angles. You're picking away at that left leg there. Definitely took him apart. Is that what the plan was?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of over that point in my career where I underestimate my opponents. I knew this kid was tough, and as usual, when I got in the cage with him, he was even tougher. So, I mean, hats off to Jeremy Henry, man. What a fucking competitor. Can't believe I just swore. What a great fighter, what a great fight, man. I gotta tell you, it took me a minute to get going in this one, but I got a lot of great fights left in me, and this is just a start.
Well, like I said, you look great in there. Awesome bounce back from the previous fights you got there. We want to see you back on Tried Ununified. Where are you headed to next?
Well, I'm gonna put on about another 5 pounds of muscle or so. I'm working my way up to the 170 class, and I'm gonna kick some ass up there with the big boys.
All right, and now the most important part, you got an awesome corner. You're bowing to everybody. Who do you want to thank?
Oh, man. Whew. Well, I mean, really, look at my corner, man. Look at these great guys. I've trained with all of these guys, and they're still all my coaches. Everybody at Hayabusa, of course, Little Sweatshop, all my training partners.